Hi, I'm Caleb. I'm a cardist, and I'm interviewing other cardists to see how and why they create, so we can learn how to grow as a community. Welcome to Cardistry Talk. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cardistry Talk. This is episode 25, and today I am joined by Luke Oliver, also known as the Wooden Cardist on Instagram and YouTube. He is a cardist who has been pushing out a lot of content on YouTube and has been pretty active in the community. I'm super happy to have you on the show. Luke, even though you just dropped your card, we'll still accept you. Welcome to the show.
Howdy. Glad to be here.
Yep. Super glad to have you. We have another Texas native. I'm not from Texas, but I feel like I've been interviewing a lot of Texas people lately.
You should move here. It's great. It's a lot warmer than Ohio.
Probably.
We only have like 115-degree summers or anything like that. Like it's nice. You know, it's not like you can cook an egg on your car in the summer.
Do you really have 115 degrees?
Dude, we hit 117 last summer in August.
Really?
We worked out for football in 114. And like 3 kids had heat strokes, and then they canceled practice for that week because it was so hot.
I was like, I don't even know, like maybe the hottest I've seen Ohio get is like 101. And that's like rare.
Yeah, because you guys are way up there close to Canada, land of maple syrup. I have so many friends in Canada, and that's what I call it. Like, oh, you're from maple syrup land. Nice.
So my first question for you, and the one that I kind of open up all ones, the very generic one, how did you kind of get started into cardistry, magic, playing cards, etc.?
Okay, so I have a video about this on my YouTube channel, actually called How I Got Started. So spring break of, let's see, 9th grade, so call it spring break of 2019. I had never handled a deck of cards, didn't even own one. And we stopped into a furniture shop in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, where we were there for vacation during spring break. And I saw 2 decks of Theory 11 playing cards, which I actually still have. One of them being the Animal Kingdom playing cards by Theory 11. And the other one, let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find the other one, but the other one was the Jimmy Fallon playing cards, also by Theory 11. And those were my first 2 quote unquote, like, I guess, custom decks. I actually bought those before I ever bought a bicycle deck. And so the first thing I learned was how to do a bridge. My mom was really good at it. And I was like, hey, Mom, can you teach me that? And so once I learned how to do that, I practiced for like 3 hours. I stayed up till like 12 o'clock doing it until I could do it. And then for like the next 2 days, I literally walked around everywhere and just bridged cards on everything I could. And it was so nerdy. I just look back, I'm like, oh, that's so cringe. I taught myself how to do a spring. People say I do spring drawings, which I do. I release from my index finger instead of my thumb, but people say it's okay. And then I think the next thing I learned was a thumb fan from Chris Ramsey's tutorial. And then from that, it kind of just took off. I started learning a lot more about card brands and everything. And then as I started to really fall in love with cards, I found out about Art of Play. And fun fact, like the first 50 decks I bought were all from Art of Play. I didn't know about anybody else. Mm-hmm. And I was actually the first person to ever buy from Booted Corner. Steve followed me on my personal account where I kind of posted a little bit about cards. It was, back up for a second. So when I started my YouTube channel, it was 3 weeks before summer of 2019. So almost coming up on 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I think I had like by midsummer, I had about 100 subscribers, mostly friends and family. I really hadn't gotten that much exposure. But I was looking for other places to buy cards. And Steve and I had talked for a little bit. We followed each other and everything. And then he said he was going to make his own playing card shop. And I was like, okay, that's sick. And so the first deck I actually ever bought from Steve were these. Right when the Fontaine Futures released, I got the Parrot Fontaines from Steve for $26 sealed. And that's kind of where everything took off. After that, I started kind of making my own moves. My first original move is called Cypher, where I have tutorial on that. You have a nice little aerial in there, and then you flip that one back. It's pretty simple. But after that, it really just kind of took off. I started making more YouTube videos, and then I took about a 5-month break. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to put out 3 videos a week during the summer. I'm going to try and get more exposure. I'm going to try and up my Instagram. And that's when I made my Wooden Cardist Instagram account and switched over from my personal to the one that I have now. And then after that, it really just kind of boomed, I started getting to know people in community, did a couple collabs, and here we are today.
Cool. Yeah. I didn't realize it's been 2 years for you already. That's cool.
Yeah, almost coming up on it.
Nice. And when I prepare for these interviews, I like to look at all the Instagram posts, and I contemplated YouTube videos in the past, and with you, there's no way. I did count though. You have over 100 videos. I don't know if you realize that. So
I do. I think I have 104, something like that.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think I have 104. Tomorrow will be 105. Well, I say tomorrow. This won't be out for a while, so if I post a video after this video comes out, that'll be impressive, wouldn't it? Let's see. Today is February 1st. Well, this is all in the future, so I can't really say what I'm going to post because it's already going to be posted.
But
I got more stuff coming.
Looking back at all the videos you made over the years, the 2 years, is there one that sticks out as a favorite and one that sticks out as your least favorite video that you've made?
Okay, so I'm going to go over 3. I'll do over one of my favorite, my most popular, that's also one of my favorite, and we'll go over my least popular video. So my favorite video I've ever made was the Peelers V3 review I did by Organic Playing Cards. That's my favorite intro I've ever made for a review to this day. I still really love it. The music I found for it was pretty perfect in my opinion. And then my most popular video, which is also one of my favorite, is my $400 mystery playing card unboxing. That just passed 3,000 views total. So that's kind of cool. Let's see what else. Yeah, that one. That was a $400 mystery playing card unboxing. I used a little bit of clickbait. I mean, out of I think I unboxed around 40 decks, and I think 15 of them were mystery decks, so I wasn't completely trolling everyone. But that video just skyrocketed. I noticed a month and a half ago, it was at 1.3K views, and I was like, oh, that's sick. It's my most viewed video ever. And now I checked 2 days ago, and it's at 3K, and I'm like, that's awesome. So those are probably my most favorite. I personally liked the video, but my least viewed video was actually the Fall Reflections. I think the Fall Reflections review I did for Bear Smith. Have you heard of those?
Yes.
Yeah. I got a prototype, but it's still printed on Cardimmunity. That's my least viewed video, but honestly, I don't care about views. I really just like seeing people's reactions to this stuff I make. And if 10 people watch my videos and 10 people comment, 10 people get joy out of what I make, that's what matters to me. And I mean, views are nice because I can eventually start making money off YouTube. I think I'm about 1,700 watch hours in. I probably could be more, but I took the 5-month break, so that kind of hurt me a little bit. But yeah, that's probably my least favorite video actually. So that was my least popular. My least favorite video is probably my second video I ever put out, and it was the review on the Oculus playing cards, and it's one of the worst editing video. I've debated taking it down several times, but it's one of the worst editing videos I've ever had. And this deck was exactly as you see it now in the view. It was super beat up and everything, and it's on one of my least favorite stocks ever. It's by EPCC. But that was my first ever playing card review and my second ever video when I still filmed with a GoPro Hero 5 and I had an iPhone 6. So that's probably my least favorite video.
Yeah, I'm glad you talked about the whole views thing, because that's obviously everybody wants to be more popular, and I obviously wish this was more of a popular channel as well. But I've always thought as long as there's 50 people that are watching my content and into it, then that's I can't imagine 50 people in a room. I don't know if you can. That's a bunch of people in a room.
Yeah, that's a ton, man.
So it's easy to get caught up in numbers, I find. So at least for me personally. So
Yeah,
it's
for
always
sure.
good to kind of base that, especially when you think of like PewDiePie and like the huge juggernauts that get millions and millions of views.
Like 120 million subscribers. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You're
Can I
set for life.
can I just
You really are.
yeah. So I'm glad you mentioned that. But what are kind of your thoughts on the card community on YouTube?
So honestly, I'm gonna be quite frank. Whenever I first started cardistry, the first anything related to cards person that I subscribed to was Kier Gomes when he had 2.73k subscribers. I remember the day I subscribed because I was like, wow, this dude's great. His videos are sick, and I never dreamed of doing a collaboration with him for a video, but I did during the summer, and I thought that was really sick. But honestly, I don't spend a whole lot of time on YouTube besides uploading my videos, and I'll watch a couple here and there. But I think it's a good platform for people to get exposure. Obviously, Decking Around is doing great. They have surpassed me in subscribers very quickly, and they put out great content with great people. I think it's a good way to showcase what people can do and express opinions. Although it's not the most not to say user friendly, but it's not as interactive as, let's say, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's definitely a good platform, and I definitely enjoy posting content for people, and I have really enjoyed it thus far.
That's great. I always feel like the whole reason I started this is because I wanted more content.
Mhm.
And I figured if I wanted it, other people did, because I was really obsessed for a while when I got back into cardistry, because like I took this like 5-year break probably, and then I came back around COVID time because I had a ton of extra free time, and like I was obsessed. And like
Mhm.
I watched all the podcasts that I could find with people relating to cardistry, and then that took like a day or two, and I'm like, this sucks. So that's the entire point, or the entire reason I made this. But I always feel like I wish there was more people in the cardistry YouTube community, or just playing card YouTube community, because I just want to see it grow, and I feel like it's not as flourishing as like Instagram is, like.
Yeah, there's definitely not enough like content create. Like, there's amazing people on Instagram that have nothing to do with YouTube, and I'm like, please make a YouTube channel, go more in depth to what you do. I want to see it, and I think I've convinced a couple of my buddies to do that thus far. But I agree with you. During COVID, dude, I learned so many moves. Beginning of COVID, I worked and worked and worked, and was really, really obsessed with cardistry, and I'm trying to get back to that drive that I had in the beginning, as I do with a lot of my hobbies. And but yeah, that's just something that I really wish I had more of, because I don't just like used to. I'd sit down and I'd spend like hours just practicing moves. Riffle Fin took me. That only took me like 2.5 hours. I sat down straight 2.5 hours and practiced that. And for some people, it took them years. It's just different for everyone. And I do wish I still had that drive back, but now that I don't, and I'm a little more chillaxed about it, I do have a lot more time to, make better grades. I like to work on my truck a lot. Obviously this is just one aspect of what I do. I'm also a part-time woodworker, as you guys see some of my channel a little bit. And so it does give me time for more of my hobbies, but I definitely do miss that old drive that I used to have.
Mm-hmm. And just talking about woodworking too, I know I think you've at least made wooden trainers in the past, but
I have
that experience.
And I have that's actually what I collaborated with Kier Gomes on. I sent him some trainers, and he sent me some Slow Hands V1. This is the first set of trainers I've ever made. I only made 4 because I wasn't thinking about doing like really complex packet cuts, but they're really satisfying to play with. You can't, like, obviously your moves are limited with just 4, but I personally really like them, and they're just really, like, the clinkiness of them is nice. And I actually think I am going to start selling them eventually. But yeah, woodworking in general is a really, really big passion of mine, and it's not as much as it was, as a lot of things tend to fade over time. But I definitely really enjoy doing it as a hobby, and I kind of loved incorporating this aspect of what I do, cards and woodworking, together. And it's definitely become a really fun experience. one bad thing that happened is my table saw gave out on me. It's new. I've only had it for like 2 years, and I have a 3-year warranty on it, so I got to get it replaced. But I think some of the wiring or the motor got messed up or something, and it just won't turn on. I've tried different power outlets and everything. I'm like, no, it's like a $400 piece of machinery. So that has put a little bit of a damper on the production of them, but definitely when I get a new one.
So just like we were saying, you've made several videos in the past, and I mean a lot of videos in the past. But do you have any tips for anybody that would want to start a YouTube channel or start making videos on YouTube?
Yes. So I will give you some of the wisdom, or not wisdom, that I've learned throughout my YouTube process for everyone. You guys know I be myself, but I am a family friendly channel, and I do believe that helps. Actually, I think I've only ever slipped up and said one curse word. I think I said damn in one video one time.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend was like, hey, you cussed in that video, right? And I was like, oh, I had no idea. Honestly, I really think just be yourself. My videos are super casual. I really could put a lot more time into editing my videos and making them more clean. And I am eventually going to get a nicer camera one day. But I did a poll on my Instagram and asked some friends, and I said, would you guys prefer more serious, more well done, more thought out kind of videos instead of just like my raw opinion and kind of like sporadic more stuff? And they said they wanted the sporadic stuff. A lot of people say they subscribe to my channel and like it because of the style of my videos. And I kind of compared myself to like how Kier Gomes does his. He scripts his videos. He really plans them out, and that's great. He makes really great content. But that's just not how I roll. I've tried scripting videos before. I don't like it. It seems unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just like to talk about what I like about what I'm doing. Like if it's a deck of cards, I like to talk about what I like about it. I'll give some statistics about it and everything. But I do believe people really like the raw aspect and opinion of what I do. And so definitely just be yourself, do whatever you want to do. If you want to make serious videos, if you want to make funny videos, if you want to make videos out of your car, if you want to make deck reviews, if you want to do woodworking, go for it. Everyone starts somewhere. I started with 0 subscribers. And now I'm at almost 14 or over 1,400 today. So yeah, go shoot for your dreams, man. I never thought I'd even hit over 100 subscribers, and I did it in 4 weeks. So you guys can do anything.
Awesome. It's great advice. What is the future of the channel looking like? Do you have what's the plans for the future of Wooden Cardist?
So I haven't thought about it much, and I have been thinking. Well, I say I haven't thought. I thought about it a little bit because I have been thinking about what am I going to do when I go to college. I only have a year left of high school, but I definitely think I am going to always continue to post more content, even as a young adult. I really enjoy doing it. I like seeing people's reactions, and I like getting to know people through my videos and getting to know what they would like to watch and things like that. I am going to be doing hopefully 2 to 3 videos a week, continuing definitely 3 videos a week during the summer. Obviously I'd love to grow. But if I stay how I am right now as of, and still make people happy, that'll be fine with me. I am going to invest in some better, camera equipment. I have a camera picked out already that I'm going to buy, soon. And I am going to get, maybe not a better laptop, but I am going to invest in some better editing software. To maybe keep the same aesthetic of my videos, make them a little bit more high quality. And I definitely see a good amount of collaborations coming with a bunch of really nice people in the future, like yourself.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I look forward, and I'm sure the listeners look forward to seeing what you have down the pipeline. But just a question that I like to ask everybody, which isn't kind of related to anything we've talked about yet, but I always like to ask this question. When it comes to cardistry and trying to create a move, is there any process that you go through when trying to make an original move?
Some. I really haven't really begun creating my own moves until here recently, where I've really tried to put more dedication and everything into what I've done. Because honestly, I still feel like a really baby, beginner, mediocre cardist, because there are people worlds, universes better than me. But I do strive to be better. And my process is a lot of moves I've made have been accidental things that I've been trying to do a completely different move for that have turned into something great. So try and go through a move you already know. It doesn't even have to be yours, like an opener or a display, and see what you can do different about it. Can you rotate a packet differently? Can you swivel something in a different way? Can you move something around to make a different effect? It's really a time staking process, but it's really worth it in the end. Here, let me pick up my few cards I did drop here. I was talking about it. And don't be afraid to drop the cards. I drop the cards at least 10 times a day, doing stuff, just mindless stuff that I already know. And really try and figure out, like, I think saying people have a style of cardistry is really putting people in a box. Do what you want. You can have so many different aspects and different things in your cardistry. It's an art form, and I think saying people have a style, like if there's a specific style you like, go for it. But I think kind of saying people have a certain style and that's what they stick to puts people in a creative box. And that's how I was for a long time. I only did displays and made displays, and now since then I've learned different ways to maneuver cards and make better moves that aren't just displays, that involve a lot more intricate parts, and it's really helped me become a more developed cardist in the long run.
Mm-hmm. I think when you have like experiences from the different genres, packet cuts, fans, springs, all that stuff, it really opens up the possibilities, not only in finger dexterity, but also in like mental dexterity, if that makes any sense. But like you can carry things over, like things can be overlapped, and like concepts from other moves or genres of moves can be intertwined.
Yeah, for sure.
And thank you for answering that question. I know that's one that I like to ask everybody because I find it very fascinating and interesting. Everybody kind of has a different method about going and making cardistry, and that's something I'm really interested in right now, is trying to make as much new moves as possible. So going back to creating videos, I was just kind of curious what your process is when it comes to like editing, like what kind of software and what kind of your process is in after you've recorded.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I never know how I'm going to set up and or edit a video until I do it. I have edited every single one of my videos without fail on my phone, because I still have not found a great editing software I like for my computer. And I am eventually going to get a PC because I only have a laptop and it's really hard to edit with just like the touchpad on it. So I need to get a mouse. But honestly, I don't really know. Like, I have a vision of what I want to do before I film a video, like an idea. But I try not to overthink things too much and make them too serious, because that's one of the aspects that people like about my videos, or so I've been told. But the editing software I use, I pay, I think, $60 a year for, which is a little much. It's kind of underdeveloped. And I will probably change, but it's worked for me so far. It's decent, I'll say. It's not great, but obviously editing on a mobile phone isn't as great as editing on a PC or a laptop or things of that nature. But honestly, it's really just I just go with the flow of the video. I try and put little funny things here and there and everything, and I'll learn more about editing as the future in the future, because I'm really still a newbie at editing videos. I'm really, really bad at it. So I try and get to the basics. But if you're a whiz with a computer, and you have mad editing skills, go for it. I've seen like Andrew Shea's videos are insane. He takes really like not basic moves, but common moves, and turns them into like a really, really wow pizzazz video, which is why he's a sponsored cardist. And I just think that's a really cool aspect of what you can do with really good editing and knowing how to use your tools.
Yeah, I've had Andrew Shea on the show. He was at like episode 5, so he's really early on. And like
I remember that.
I'm constantly amazed at what he's capable of doing with his editing. It's always impresses me, and I'm always jealous of what he's able to do. Like I wish I could show off my moves in that type of a way.
Yeah, honestly.
And I think when I was talking with Lars earlier too on a previous episode, he said like that's almost its own type of cardistry is how you edit it, is how you bring it to life and show it. Like he said that's as much cardistry as like making moves.
Yeah. And I think I'm really gonna try and learn more about how I want to do stuff, because I am gonna hopefully be releasing a solo video, like a solo cardistry video, around mid-March is what I'm shooting for. Maybe spring break, like a spring break special.
Mhm.
Me and my buddy have been talking about doing like a collaboration cardistry video. And so I have a long way to go for editing and what I want to do for editing software and things of that nature. But I totally agree. It is a completely different art form, or another art form of cardistry, the way you edit videos, because that can really bring a different dynamic to your moves and how you do it. And I definitely think it's a very cool aspect of what people can do with more than just the cards.
Mm-hmm. And then one random question I have for you is one that I was just curious about. I'm just curious how the climate in Texas affects playing cards. Does it do they hold up good, or how's the climate like for cards?
So where I live, goodness, I can't stop dropping cards, dude. Of course, when I'm on camera, I drop everything. So when where I live, it's a very dry heat. So we have little to no humidity. I think we have on average maybe 3 to 10% humidity, with the highest getting maybe 20, 30. So it's not anywhere like Phoenix or Atlanta or what's that? The other city? Charleston. Charleston has like 90% humidity, so that's horrible for cards. But where I live, it's really not bad. I like to play with my cards. During the summer, I go out and film stuff in the summer, and I really haven't had any issues with the climate here as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it may change because I don't just go around like with sweaty hands when it's hot and everything, playing with cards 24/7. I'm sure if I did that, I would poop a deck out for sure in a day. But yeah, I mean, going out maybe for an hour or two, doing some moves, filming, it's not going to affect the cards that much, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just curious about temperature. I know humidity is like a really huge deal. I didn't know if high heat or like low temperature would affect the cards too much. So at the end of the show, I like to do what I call the rapid round of questions, which is just 3 minutes of as many random questions as possible. So I'll open up the wheel here and we can get started. What is your favorite TV show at the moment?
Simpsons.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs, all the way.
Favorite deck of cards at the moment?
Slow Hands V2.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
X-ray vision.
Do pineapples belong on pizza?
Absolutely.
There we go. Good man. Man of taste. Android or iPhone?
iPhone all the way.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Do you have a favorite band or musician?
Favorite musician's Eminem.
What is your favorite restaurant?
Chick-fil-A.
If an actor portrayed you in a movie, who would you want it to be?
An actor portrayed me in a movie? Tom Hardy.
Okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Have you ever broken a bone?
Yeah, I broke my right hand on my brother's head.
Do you have a favorite unoriginal move? So a move you didn't make?
Yes, Squoze by Tobias Levin.
What would the title of your autobiography be?
How to Screw Up Cardistry by Luke Oliver.
And pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes. Who eats waffles? Ew.
Describe your absolute perfect day.
Wake up, get to play with cards for the whole day. Eat an unhealthy lunch, probably Chick-fil-A. Make 3 YouTube videos in a day, edit and post them all that week, or get them ready to post that week, and then watch YouTube for 2 hours, and then go to sleep.
Oddly specific. Very specific. Do you have a favorite movie?
I do not. If I'd have to say one, probably 8 Mile.
There's the timer. At the end of the show, I like to do what I call roll out the close-up pad. So is there anything that you would like to promote or any last nugget you would like to leave the audience with?
Yeah, if you guys obviously aren't subscribed to Caleb here, please do so. If you're watching this and you're a new subscriber, please subscribe to him. If you're not if you haven't checked out my channel, I would highly recommend it. I think I post some pretty cool content, and I think you guys would really enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm sure Caleb will link both our Instagrams in the description below if you would like to go follow us there and see more updates about the content we post. And that's about it.
Yep. So as always, links will be in the description. Thank you, Luke, for being on the show. I hope everybody has a good day, and we'll see you guys later.
All right. Perfect. Peace out, dude. Bye everybody.